I'm Nurse Jessica Seitz.
And I'm Nurse Erica.
And we're Nurses Uncorked,
the podcast that takes nursing facts
with nursing comedy and makes a little cocktail out of it.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever you listen to podcasts, and please rate, review, and download.
Hey guys, it's another week of Nurses Uncorked. We're back. I wasn't sure we were going to be back this week, but
neither.
Yeah, but we're here. Nurse Jessica, I'm barely here. Nurse Erica is a lot more here than I am, but we're here. So welcome back, and we're gonna dive into some updates. Lots of
updates, hurricane updates.
Yeah, the list just goes on and on. Where I don't even know where to begin because I feel like I've been in a hurricane. I actually have, but I feel like I literally, or in a tornado, like spinning around for the last couple of weeks is what I feel like. So things are starting to settle back
all
down.
About it, right? I want to say that there's a lot of exciting episodes coming up soon, but because I've been traveling so much and life has been lifing, have not been able to like sit down and coordinate with some of the upcoming guests as much as we would like. So there are some good things coming up. But
because normally I do everything. And so since I've been not able to do anything, the podcast has just fallen to the wayside, you know? I mean,
really?
Don't be
really?
It's only so much a girl can do, you know? Don't worry, guys. I'll get it back together here. No, Erica usually does get most of the guests. I'm not going to lie. So
not all of them. You've done some.
I have.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I haven't even gotten to fill you in on some of the potential guests because we've barely gotten to talk because you have been hurricaning and without Wi-Fi and power intermittently, and it's been total chaos. But should we do our cocktail of the week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Before we dive into it. So, we have been reliving all of our beautiful, fancy cocktails from Hawaii that we took pictures of and the pictures of the ingredients for you guys. I think this might be the second or the last one that we have left from Hawaii. So if you're watching the video, we're going to put a picture up. It's beautiful. It's purple, and I'm going to probably mispronounce this. It's called Mokolii Yuzu Express.
Oh, you totally did. Sure you did.
I know. I'm absolutely butchering. It's Hawaiian.
You put the lime in the coconut.
It has ocean vodka, yuzu, which I looked up. That is a Japanese citrus fruit. Lemon juice, butterfly pea, which I also looked up. That is a flower that they use to make teas out of that's supposed to have health benefits. And you top it with soda water. And the backstory on this is, if you've seen the last couple of weeks where we've had other purple drinks that have been beautiful, that was all the same day at the same place. And this one today, they brought me by mistake. And I didn't know because they're all purple. And I drank half of it. And then they said, we brought you the wrong drink. And it was supposed to be the ube brulee one that I did a couple weeks ago. So nonetheless, I had this one as well. And it was beautiful. And I wouldn't have known if they hadn't told me.
So they forced her to drink 2 drinks.
Yes.
Yeah. Where the hell do you find all of that?
It's on the menu. I took pictures of everything. I planned ahead.
Like if people... No, I'm saying if people go to get these ingredients. Excuse me, can we have the butterfly snap pea liqueur? I mean, like...
Yeah, I have no idea where you get a yuzu fruit, or you probably have to get it online or go to like the international food store. Do you have one of those where you are?
An international food store?
Like an international grocery foods?
No.
They just have like all the imported foods from around the world.
If you say it 10 more times, I'm still not going to have one.
Oh my God, like, someone is on edge. I said it twice.
You know, like the international. No, I don't have no international.
I'll bet you do, and you don't know about it. We have one.
Maybe.
International food store.
I've heard of international coffee. All right. So now that we have, I think what we should start doing is the next cocktail of the week. It's going to be something simple because the Hawaii ones have been complicated. So I think
they have been complicated.
We're gonna bring it way down.
Well, we're still waiting for you to do a Bloody Mary one of these days. You owe us a Bloody Mary.
Okay, maybe I'll do that. Those are good. Those are really good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. We'll look forward to that for next week. We'll make it happen.
Okay. Before we jump into hurricane updates, I have
Wait,
a
I
little
have
bone.
something actually I want to say first.
No. You can't preempt this. No. I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh God, go ahead. Get it out of the way.
For
What?
those of you that have been listening, you may have heard in the beginning of the last episode, Jessica snuck something in that I did not know until I heard it, claiming that she won the previous week's Huddle off, where we asked you guys to vote on who had the best Huddle News update stories, because one of us was not prepared and had 10 minutes. It's not me. And she claims she won. So I need proof. I'm calling BS. I want to know how many people actually voted. Are we talking about one person and you're saying you have 100% of the votes? What are we talking about?
First of all, I have a printed out copy of the message that I got. Sorry, Erica. Okay, so
I can't read
one.
What does it say?
Sorry, Erica, but I'd say Jessica had the best topics in your podcast today, especially with the minimal amount of time she had to prepare. I love you both and love your podcast. Haven't missed one yet. Now, Jessica, about the bribe, you have my information. That was a joke at the end, but like saying I bribed this person. So I bring receipts. And they would say you're supposed to, I bring the receipts. Now, granted, I haven't rechecked Spotify. I actually put a poll up on Spotify. So if you want to...
There's a poll on Spotify?
Yes, I did.
Can I see it, or can only you see it?
You should be able to see it. I think it's down in the description. It'll say polls.
I am pulling that up.
Now, granted, there wasn't tons of people that participated, but I overwhelmingly smashed.
Okay, well, where's the others? That's only one.
I didn't say there was tons of comments. I said
there's only one. That's what you're telling me.
There's one comment.
One.
There's one.
Based on
no, not one.
You declare yourself a winner.
No, the poll said, if you think Jessica did better, click 1. Erica, click 2. And multiple people voted for 1. You're such a sore loser. You are such a sore loser.
I just don't believe it, because I was very prepared.
How could she lose? How? It's because I had P. Diddy. I'm sorry. The P. Diddy trumps. It just trumps anything. I mean,
it is very
she's still looking.
Current.
She is still looking right now.
Where the hell is this supposed thing? I don't see it. Oh, poll. God damn it.
Oh.
There's 3 votes, and I am at 33%, and you are at 66%. So you got 2 of the 3.
Okay. All right. Well, if you give yourself a vote, we can tie.
Can I do that? Can I vote?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's not giving me an option to vote. No, it won't let me.
Hey, at least you got a vote.
I just want to say I'm very disappointed in all my followers that didn't vote. Didn't even bother to vote.
Hey, there's still time. If you didn't vote, at least send us a message somewhere and say how mine was much better. And we'll settle this
episode 68. Yeah.
Ay, Dios mío. All right. Are we updated? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Before this is a weird episode. That's all I can tell you. I just want to say that as I'm sitting here watching Erica, I feel like I am in a rave. Okay, because her light is still continuously going in and out and in and out. I literally feel like I need a glow stick.
Light. Okay, you want to know what my theory is? You want to know?
No, I don't. So your computer's possessed by a demon?
No, my theory, because I've talked about this part before with our patrons. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but whenever I laugh on the podcast, you can't hear it. It is suspiciously cut out. And then my lights are always like raving, doing this crazy. And Jessica's lighting, perfection every single time. Well, can you hear her laugh?
So if you're wondering why,
who does the editing? Who does the editing? I think that she has set me up to look bad, while hers always looks perfect.
Wait, you think I have installed a flasher in your home?
I have no idea.
I took myself to Vegas and
I
installed a
don't
flasher.
know what kind of voodoo magic you can do on the back end with the editing.
So this is a pitiful plug at, if you wonder why we asked for patron support, here's a perfect example.
Computer.
Okay, Erica needs help.
A new computer.
Or an IT person.
Clearly this is not cutting it.
Or something. But our patrons do get exclusive benefits, early episodes, behind the scenes episodes on Wednesdays, which we're due for another one. We need to do one. And all sorts of fun stuff, Zooms. So there's a link to looking at becoming a patron if you want. And please, I'm about to have a seizure. So if you care about me.
See, I don't even see it. Lights. Sometimes I do, but like I can't see it happening right now.
Right now it's fine.
Okay.
Right now it's okay,
but I'll tell you
when it doesn't.
I try something new with the lighting. So like today, I have all the blinds to my left open, so there's ambient light. Every time I try like light from different angles, and nothing helps. Nothing.
There it went. It's dark right now, and it's gonna go light in a second.
It's so fucking.
I don't know. It's like it's.
There it is.
I also want to say there. Now you're bright. See, now you're dark.
I know.
I'm wearing my Kapi'olani nurse shirt today because so I wanted to congratulate the Kapi'olani nurses on finally getting back to work and getting their safe staffing. This is one of the duck shirts that I never got to wear there. So I wanted to wear it in honor and tell all the nurses there and all everybody, the union, everybody that works so hard. Congratulations on your fight.
Let me see your shirt. Stand up. I don't think I saw this one.
It's a little lady ducky. I don't know. It's cute.
Lady ducky.
I never wore it. Listen, I was going to return it to Amazon, and have they ever done that to you? And they'll just say, just keep it. Like, if you go to yeah. So I was like, oh, well, I get to keep this one. So it's my little Kapi'olani ducks.
Very cute.
That's their like little mascot is a duck.
Well, hold on to it because some of the same union, the Hawaii Nurses Association, OPEIU, represent other hospitals there, and they are coming up for their bargaining and contract negotiations. So you never know. Maybe we'll need to wear it again.
I might need to bust out the tutu. Who knows? You just never know. All right. So should I talk really quick and just recap briefly?
Tell us how Hurricane Milton has treated you and your family, how it was.
Well, I will say for me, this is like the roughest hurricane I've been in all my many years. I've lived in Florida all my life, all 25 years of my life. And you didn't catch that, did you, Erica?
You're only 25. I did catch that, yes.
You were supposed to laugh. Damn. Tough crowd today. Because she's a sore loser. No, but honestly, this was the worst hurricane I've ever been in. From beginning to end, just back to back prepping for 2 hurricanes in a row. Then this one jinxed me because I made fun of I feel like nothing ever happens. Then this one came with a fury. It was actually pretty intense and pretty scary. We had a bunch of family here. A lot of people got mad at me because I did not evacuate, including Erica.
Me, hello, right here. Yeah.
Yep. But my husband had to be at work on Thursday morning, supposedly, if he could make it there.
He's a physician. And, he had to be at the hospital.
And the chances of flood waters here, even though we were in a B evacuation zone, were very rare. And we have an upstairs. So I felt like I just burped. I always burp on the podcast. So I felt like if it did start to flood a little bit, on the off chance that we could go up to the second level. Anyways, the worst that we had was just horrible, horrible winds. And we lost power around 8:00 on that Wednesday evening. We were very fortunate. We were one of the first people to get power back on. We were
Thursday,
only out for 24 hours. Yeah, we got it back the next night. It was right. Well, no, the hurricane was
didn't it start on Thursday, right? It was supposed to be
Wednesday night into Thursday morning was the hurricane because it came a little faster than they thought. But literally, I will say, 2 miles south of me, there was an entire apartment complex that flooded up to the second story. They
Oh
had
my
to
God.
so this was 2 miles from me. They had to
See?
come and
See?
evacuate all these
That
people
could have
out.
been
I
you
know.
on the damn
It
roof of
could
your
have been.
house.
It Yeah, it could have been. It definitely could have been. Um Yes, I will say that, but isn't that crazy? I think that they must be, like, at a lower lying elevation, and then
Yeah.
as all the rainwater and stuff it wasn't, like, from a storm surge, it was just all the rainwater and stuff, I think, had nowhere
Oh,
else to kinda
really?
go other than yeah, yeah, it was off of you have to look it up, Curlew Road in Palm Harbor. The, tons and tons of apartment people all had to be evacuated. The water was up to the second floor. So, it was pretty scary. We had my mother-in-law lost power down in, Venice, Florida, which is south of me, and also her huge, ginormous oak tree uprooted and
Oh,
luckily did not fall on her house but fell the other way, so it's blocking the road. I mean, it's a ginormous
wow.
oak tree. So she's been staying with us. My husband's grandmother's been staying with us because she had no power until today. Today we're
Oh,
recording,
wow.
it's a Sunday. So it's just been a lot. um I'm glad that this season is just about to wrap up, even though technically we still have like 6 weeks of hurricane season, but I hope that's
You've
it.
had a
I
whole
hope.
house full of people staying with you and their pets, right?
Yes. Yep. I've
So you've
had
been playing
birds.
hostess all week.
I've had
Birds. Oh,
I've
you
had
hate
birds.
birds.
I hate birds. I
Oh
hate
my God, I didn't even
birds.
think of that. Yeah.
My oldest child brought me his cockatiels. Okay. I hate birds. I was like, I'm not touching those things. I'm sorry to my bird lovers. I just am not a bird person. So I
I'm
had
not
birds
either.
here. I had my mother in law's huge black lab, which you can imagine when trying to run out to pee and then the mud coming back in
Oh, yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
rainy and wet. It's been an event, but I am beyond fortunate and blessed that nothing happened catastrophic to us. And there's other people that can't say that. So I don't want to be
Yeah.
a complainer. I'm very, 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 very lucky. Um, and
Yes.
we're just getting back into the swing of things. So
Yeah. It's
glad
so
about that.
hard to keep your house clean and on top of everything when you have so many people there and pets and everything.
Oh, and then we had
It would
lizards
make
running
me.
around.
Oh my
There was
God.
lizards in the house because
Were
we
you
had to
just
bring
like
like our
going
outdoor
behind?
plants. We had
Yeah.
a couple frogs jumping around the house because they weren't in the
Oh my
plants.
God. I can't. I can't.
Yeah. Do you see now? So Erica calls me, I think yesterday or the day before, and I called her
Yeah.
back and I was
Tell
like,
them what
before
you
you say
said.
anything, I
A
want you to
word.
know that I am at my wits' end in tension. I'm on the verge of crying. I spewed out a bunch of things of what I was frustrated about. I said, so caution, caution on what you say. Now carry on. And Erica
But
said,
what
I
did I
love
say?
you.
What did I say?
I
Yeah.
love you. She said, I
Did
love
you
you. So
think I
she
was
did not
calling to
yell at
bitch at
me.
you or something?
I figured you were going to be like, I texted you and you haven't responded. What the?
I literally
That's
was
what I was waiting
calling
for.
to go, so it's Saturday. I was just wondering if we were going to do a podcast this week.
Okay, well that's fair enough. That was fair enough. It was just it was just a lot. That's all. It's just a lot. And
It
our
is.
good friend Masshole was going through a
He's
similar thing.
still
Yeah,
dealing
he
with it
was.
because they still don't have like power and Wi-Fi intermittently where he's at. So, but
Oh
his house
gosh.
is okay. He's also on the second floor of his condo, and he's okay, and his family's okay, thank God. But
You
lots
should
of
see the gas
issues.
fiasco that is still going on here for gasoline
Well,
because
yeah,
it is
we're gonna get
just
into that because I've heard some stuff,
a
but
nightmare.
I think that you are downplaying for the listeners how worried you were before the hurricane. Tell them about your cuticles.
Oh, look at it. I have Neosporin on it right now because I am a picker. And I think maybe a lot of nurses are. Like we are high strung.
Yeah.
Um I have ADHD so it's either I'm going to massacre maybe my cuticle or I'm going to put a big crater in my face. So I
Ugh.
opted I opted for the
I'm the
finger.
creator in the face. That's me. Yeah.
I typically I've tried to get away from doing that because I have over the years have done that way too many times. It's left I have a couple scars obviously from it.
Mm.
Not the way to go. So I chose the finger. Um, yeah, it's not good. But I was very, very scared. I'm not gonna lie. I
You
really
were.
was worried about this one. Yeah.
And I
I was
was
very worried.
so angry at you and Matthew for not
I know.
evacuating. Every
I
day, like
know.
twice a day, I'm like, you guys need to go. Uber's doing free rides. You need
I know, but a
every.
free ride to where? There was
I
there was
don't know. Somewhere
there's
you were in a
no
mandatory
hotels.
evacuation zone. That's all I know. Both of you. And both of you were like, it's too late.
Floridians
It's fine.
are also stubborn, and I'm looking at the traffic on the interstates, and it was hellacious, and I didn't want to separate from my husband. It was just a hard decision. We had his elderly grandmother, like to put her in a car and try to drive. It just was too many animals, too many factors. It was hard. I'm not saying that that's an excuse. And had I had a different outcome that was worse, I would probably say I made the worst decision of my life. I should have evacuated, but
Yeah.
luckily it worked out okay.
I feel like it
Sorry, don't be
will
mad.
possibly give you a false sense of security, though, because even though you're in an area of Florida that's rarely in the path of the hurricane, it could happen again. And I feel like you now will have truly a false sense of security and never fucking evacuate if you
Well, I
have
don't think
to.
so much that. Like most of our neighbors have hurricane shutters that they put up when a hurricane comes, and we need to invest in them. And we're going to buy them. We were doing some of the plywood, like other people do, but
Yeah.
it's so much easier to have these metal panels that you can just pop up on your window because the screws are already there. So I think we're going to invest in that. So it has made me want to make some changes. That's for sure.
I just don't understand you Florida people that first of all, why does anybody live there? For the love of God. Like, I know it's beautiful and you have the beaches and all that, but I just could not live somewhere where I had to evacuate annually and possibly rebuild. I don't understand. And did you see the video of the guy driving his truck down the street that was flooded? But like, it wasn't even that flooded. And a fucking alligator came out of nowhere and was biting the truck in a street.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
In a street.
If my neighborhood had flooded, I can guarantee you I wouldn't get in that water because I have Lake Tarpon is right by me, and it is infested with alligators. I would have literally rolled over and died. Yeah, there's been alligators in people's houses from the hurricane, like because they just come in with the water, and that's
insanity.
Florida's beautiful.
No.
Even Taylor Swift says, "Where do you want to go to get away?" Florida.
No, can't. Oh my God, this state it is beautiful, but I just don't know.
All I want to say is the people that build on the water, it is very risky. If you build right on the water, you're rolling the dice. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you.
So our good friend, Lindsay's Leisures, she was a previous guest on the podcast. I don't remember what episode. I will link it in the description. And we talked about it on the episode with the last hurricane. Was it Ian? I think she, because she,
you're talking about last
like a couple years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
She now is in North Carolina, which also very affected, as we talked about last week, but has also lived for a while in Florida and done a lot of travel nurse contracts in Florida at a lot of different facilities and has a lot of friends there. And so after the last big hurricane, she just on her own started collecting donations and went to Costco and bought just all the supplies specifically for the nurses and healthcare workers, because they are stuck there at work. They can't go anywhere. They have, and they don't have their basic necessities because God knows a lot of the hospitals and employers are not providing it. So she had this just amazing mission last time to provide basic supplies like everything from, water and non-perishable food to like pads and tampons for nurses and healthcare workers in need, because they just didn't have anything. And so she on her own has decided to do that again this time. And I think it's going to be kind of a combination of nurses, healthcare workers that have been affected by Milton, but also the ones that are still truly in need in North Carolina from Hurricane Helene a couple weeks ago.
It's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so she's just like, any day now, I think she's going to start going to Costco and buying everything. She has set up or restarted the Venmo from before. So I will put that link in the description. If you can donate anything, it is FLRN Relief for Florida registered nurse. So FLRN RELIEF Venmo. And you'll see her name, Lindsay. And please donate so that she can go and buy all these supplies and take it. She's also talking about maybe trying to help people pay their insurance deductibles, but I think that's an amazing way to go, because no one's really looking out for the nurses and healthcare workers. And we are just expected to constantly show up, and put our own lives on hold. I don't know how you guys do that. Thank God I've never been in a situation like that with a natural disaster where they've mandated me to come, because I can't tell you that I would, especially when my kids were
mandate
little.
You to come early, or you have to stay late. It all depends. They make you fill out a form every year. Like it'll be your hurricane.
What does it say?
It asks you questions like, do you have somebody with special needs that you would not be able to come into work? Do you have small children? If so, what ages? Like it's basically a form stating whether you have the ability to work or whether you absolutely could not work in the event of a hurricane. So it's like a screening form that they do every year. You have to fill out a new one. So it kind of comes up with, or it'll ask, would you be able to house people in your home if need be, like, other employees? So it, they try to kind of get organized on that, like as to, because there definitely are some healthcare workers that their family is completely dependent on them to live.
Yeah, I mean, as a single mom, when my kids were young, and if they told me you have to come into the hospital, no.
Oh, our hospital would provide childcare. They would provide. Yeah. Can you imagine leaving your kid?
I would probably do that, but even so,
it's better than nothing. But still, it's kind of scary, if your kid's never been in daycare and then you got to take them and drop them off in there while you work through the hurricane. On that note of donations, I wanted to give props to our sponsor, Stink Bomb Odor Blocker. It was so sweet. This lovely nurse that owns this company, in lieu of all these hurricanes that we have, donated tons of her retractables with her Stink Bomb odor blockers to the mule packers. Tons of them.
Did she really?
And the hurricane relief, which I thought was just amazing.
To the nurses that are going on horseback and on mules to get to all the areas that they can't access otherwise. It's amazing.
Because they're dealing with horrible smells. We talked about that last week, and this definitely helps. You just take a little, this is pina colada.
No one can see it. It fits in your pocket. It's perfect.
And it helps block out all those horrible smells.
And it was created by an ER nurse who has, obviously had to deal with smells throughout her career. So that's impressive. I'm really happy that she's doing that and donating that. You guys should check out Stink Bomb Odor Blocker. Tell them where they can go.
Yeah, you can go to stinkbombodorblocker.com. The link is in the description of the podcast. And if you use our special code, Uncorked 15, you get 15% off of your entire purchase. So check it out and support one of our fellow nurses.
But have you seen the pictures and videos of the nurses and the first responders getting on mules? The nurses in their scrubs with backpacks, getting on a mule and a horse and riding in.
No, but that's incredible. Pretty amazing. I'll have to see these mule rides. No, I
Yeah,
haven't seen it,
because
but
they can't
I haven't.
access these areas any other way. I'm just so impressed with those people. But
That's awesome.
so when I was talking to Matthew, our friend, who also did not evacuate, shame on him, shame on you. He was talking about the problem with getting gas, which I know all of you there
Mhm.
in Florida had to deal with that. But he made some really good points about if you are a nurse, if you are a healthcare worker that is expected to respond and work through a natural disaster like that, why are we not prioritized to get gas? Why is there not a designated pump, let's say, or a designated gas station in each county or something set aside for healthcare workers? Because it makes sense. How are you supposed to
Mhm.
even get to work if even if you're willing and able to go, if you can't get gas? And I
It's a
never
great
thought about
question.
it.
It's a
So there
great question. I don't
UHS
know.
Manatee Memorial Hospital in Bradenton, Florida, actually got a gas tanker just in the last couple of days and brought it in and had set up to give every employee 10 gallons of gas. And that's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Why are more people not doing that? But I thought he made a great point. Like, why is there not any designated gas station per area that is like maybe you have to show your badge or something to get
Or you
gas if
get
you're a
like
first
a cut in
responder?
line card or something. I don't know.
Something.
Hey, I have
Yeah.
the
I
sticker or I don't know. Maybe something you put on your car that it's a great idea. Then it definitely is something that they should look
yeah.
into for sure because it's a
Well,
huge problem. It is a
and for
huge
those
problem.
doing home health, I mean, can you imagine you do nothing but drive all day long? How can you possibly get to your patients' homes if you can't even get gas and no one is providing
Hmm.
it for healthcare workers? I never even thought about that component of it, but
Uh, should I
that's a
tell them,
problem.
Erica, how I got yelled at Publix?
Oh
The
yeah.
the,
Tell them
the man at
how
the
how on edge everybody is.
Yeah, so this was on Friday. Um some stores were open because there was power on at some places. So I ventured out to um well, first I went to Chick-fil-A and it was closed. Then I went to the only place that was open, which was McDonald's, and the line was wrapped around the McDonald's all the way out onto 19. So I had to go past
Oh
that.
my
I'm
god.
like, let me just try Publix. I'm like, I'll get the kids popcorn chicken. The Publix was open. I go in, and this was a limited hot section in Publix. Okay,
Mhm.
and my kids love popcorn chicken. All they had up and available was the hot and spicy popcorn chicken.
Mm.
So I just asked nicely, are you going to be having any more regular popcorn chicken come out? And I think the man, bless his heart, probably was asked this question so many times that I was the bearer of his snappage. And he says to me, "There's no time frame. There's no time frame today on the popcorn chicken. We're in a crisis, and I cannot promise you when there's going to be more regular popcorn chicken." I was like, okay, I will opt for the chicken tenders that are hot and available, and I am out of here. Um, yeah,
There's no
let
time frame.
everybody's a no. That's what he said. There's no time frame. No time
That's
frame.
such a weird answer. Like just say no. There's
Well,
none
because I
available
think
right now.
most people would be like, "Did you just drop them down in the fryer? How many minutes?" Like
Oh.
he was like, I don't know. There's no time.
Do not
So
pressure the man at Publix for popcorn
no,
chicken during a natural
no,
disaster.
no. Mm-mm. He was not having it. Not having it at all.
That's hilarious.
Mhm.
Well, I think that probably the hospitals seem to, for the most part, have their stuff together when it comes to mandating and having like team A and team B predetermined as far as who's going to come
Mhm.
into work during these kind of natural disaster situations. But what I'm hearing from a lot of people is that outside of the hospital setting is a complete and utter disaster, and they are so not prepared. So, like SNFs, skilled nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, home health, long term care, all of these kind of things, even though they are required to have emergency preparedness plans. in place. And I know because I've been on these committees, they're required to meet like quarterly and have these things in place and have evacuation plans and all of that. But apparently, all of that was just grossly mishandled from what I'm hearing from people. Like backup generators were not working. The places that they were supposed to be evacuating to, their sister facilities, they couldn't. And so then they were going to hotels, and the hotels were losing power. They had a lot of adverse events, a lot of falls because there was no lights, no, they didn't have ways to
Oh, I'm
properly
sure.
transport patients that like couldn't sit upright. They had no way to transport all because they're just putting them on buses where they have to sit upright. And some of these, older people
Oh
can't
my
sit
gosh.
upright for 3 hours like that or whatever. But the one that really got my attention that I think is so scary is, a lot of these nursing homes now really don't even have nurses anymore. And this is a whole other huge topic that we need to do like another episode on at some point. But this is terrifying to me. A lot of them are getting by on med techs, which are people that have been trained to give medications. And there's still limitation. They can't give everything like insulin. And they certainly cannot like assess or do other nursing skills. They are only there to give meds, right? And they're great at what they do and they're a valuable resource, but to not have nurses in there is terrifying. And they're taking away DONs, directors of nursing, and replacing them with titles like wellness director. But these are non-clinical people. So you
Oh
have
boy.
all these facilities where people are paying thousands a month for their loved ones to be cared for. And there's not even clinical people, clinicians there assessing or taking care of them. It's terrifying. And so in the case of the hurricane, what home health is dealing with is they're getting in there after the hurricane to finally see patients, because you can get home health and for like wound care, you can have hospice and things like that, but still be a patient in a long-term care facility. They get in there to find out that their insulin dependent diabetics have not had insulin in 3 days because
Oh
the
gosh.
med techs cannot administer insulin and they're dependent on home health or whomever to administer the daily dose, which is really not the way home health is even supposed to work. But they get by on it barely until a situation like this. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine how many patients, hypothetically, allegedly, may have gone into DKA or suffered
I was
God
gonna
knows
say, then
what.
you have a DKA outbreak. I mean,
Yeah.
good grief. That
I mean,
I was
it's,
thinking, what about hospice patients that are in their home and on
mm-hmm.
hospice that have to
Yeah.
evacuate? Like, where do they go? Like, if there's not room at the
we
hospice
we have plans.
facilities,
We
what?
have plans because I work in hospice. We have plans for that in place where we have designated like facilities in the area where we can, in case of emergency, send them to. But as long
Oh,
as
they
we
do. They
can,
don't. They're not filled up. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, what if their facilities are already full? Then what? Like,
each
do they go
place
to
is
the
supposed to
hospital?
have another designated place. It's not typically a hospital. It's going to be like a
Okay.
rehab, a SNF, ALF, something along those lines. Yeah. That they have contracts with to go to in case of emergency. But the, our long-term care facilities and that whole industry is falling apart, and it seems to be most evident at times like this during hurricanes. And it's just not getting talked about enough. Hospitals get all of the attention, and I'm guilty of that too, of primarily talking about issues in hospitals. But long-term care is terrible, and it is crumbling, and it is terrifying what is happening to our loved ones in those facilities. So we need to talk
It's
about
so
that
sad.
at some point. But
Yeah. But I will say, like, Florida, we're a hot mess right now. Like, seriously, I I mean, everything is just, there is trash everywhere, Erica. When I tell you there's
oh, I'm
trash
sure.
everywhere, like, it, I don't know where the garbage people. I don't know where they're at. They must be going to the other places that were harder hit initially and from
Mm-hmm.
Helene, and because there ain't no garbage pickup happening here. And the answer that we got was, we can't tell you when we'll resume like normal, but it is what it is. So there is mounds of trash up and down my street, like it
Like furniture that
branches,
has been
trees.
soaked
Oh
and
yeah, garbage bags. I mean, a
wow,
brain, and that's that we
just
weren't
waiting.
even the hardest. Yeah, there are areas that is just, I'm talking like a hill full of. It's a hot mess. It is. It's going to take a long time to get
Yeah,
this all
all
back
of
to
it
normal,
picked
but
up. And have you seen the
yeah,
videos? I love these of the linemen coming in, like in the line of all the trucks coming in with the linemen
yeah.
coming in to work on the electrical lines and the Wi-Fi and fiber optic stuff and all that. I think those are amazing. People were
Do
lining
you
the streets cheering for them. And you don't
do you
think
know what
about
happened
that.
here? We
No.
had
What?
all of our linemen in cots in Tropicana Field, which is in St. Pete, and it's like a baseball field. But the entire top of Tropicana Field is, it's covered with like a highly structured fiber tarp, like a really strong tarp. Well, the hurricane, as all they, it was like thousands of linemen in cots. The whole roof ripped off during the hurricane, so they had
Oh
to
my God.
re-evacuate all the linemen that were there ready to go as soon as it was over, because they're in rain and wind and
Right.
in the middle of
Oh
the
my
hurricane.
God.
The pictures of it are crazy. You have to look up Tropicana Field, but yeah, thousands of linemen
Wow.
that were just ready to go had to relocate in basically in the middle of a freaking hurricane. It was a nightmare. It's been
I
a
wonder
mess,
how much
just a
they get
mess.
paid in situations like this. I'm sure they're getting like double time,
Oh, it's
overtime
good. I mean,
bonuses and all that. More than nurses are getting, I'm sure. I'm sure.
oh
But they
yeah,
deserve it. They
yeah,
deserve it.
they do,
Oh
they
my
do.
gosh.
That's hard work, and everybody wants their power back. Gotta,
Yeah.
we need our power
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
just glad that you and Matthew and all of my other friends in Florida are safe and doing okay. And I'm grateful for Lindsay that she's going to go in there and help the first responders. So please donate to her if you can. But I still think you all should have evacuated.
that just shows that you love me. I appreciate
That's
that, and
right.
I want to thank you for caring and loving us. And I want to say thank you to everybody that sent me very nice messages of concern, and to the people that weren't friendly. Maybe I'll give them the Enema of
Did
the
you
Week
get?
award. Now we're going to take a moment to hear a word from our sponsor. Erica, you know nurses love coffee, right? We
We
are
do.
we are coffee addicts. I mean, the majority of us, which led me to think about our sponsor, Happy Bum, because they're the leader in enema innovation, especially coffee enemas. They sent us a bunch of supplies, and
Yeah, and some of our followers have ordered the bundle packs and they've been receiving them and telling us how much they're enjoying it. Can you show us what's in the bundle
yeah,
pack when you get it?
it comes with your bag of Happy Bum. Look how cute their little logo is. Happy Bum beans. You get a towel, and
You got to put a towel under you because, at
well,
home enemas can be a little messy.
and then It comes with a box, and you've got your own little enema kit and your bag in here. I don't know if you can see it on the
So
video.
the enema bag and the
Yeah.
tubing.
So if you are interested in learning more about coffee enemas, you can go to happybumco.com and use code Nurses Uncorked and get 15% off your first bundle.
All right, we're back with our apparently double enema this week because I have one and you have one and I don't know what yours is and I don't think you know what mine is. So what is your enema of the week award, Jessica?
To the people that are critical online and mean and not nice during a storm, I'll give you an example. Just me doing, because people are worried about me. So let's say I'm doing an update on what happened to me during the storm. Like we during Helene lost a big part of our pool enclosure. The screen flew off the top. So I did a video just updating my followers as to what the damage that I had, but said I'm very fortunate, thankful, could be much worse. How
Mhm.
dare you? There are people dying that are dead, and you're worried about your pool. I- Like the
No,
level of
you weren't
meanness, I'm telling you,
saying you were worried about the pool. You were just
I,
giving an update on you.
I was, yeah. Or how dare I? Um, People angry that I didn't evacuate, but not in a concerned way, in a you're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. And whatever happens to you, you deserve it. You
Oh
deserve
gosh.
everything that it if you die in this storm, you ask. Like, just good God.
Oh.
I mean, I know that a lot of times as humans, we have some inner feelings. But sometimes those feelings don't need to be
Don't have to
shared.
be shared.
So sometimes you could just keep that dark thing in your mind that you're
No, I
thinking.
can't.
You don't need to wish death upon somebody. I personally would not say that. I was also told in one of my videos that I looked like I had a tire ring around my neck. Um, I
What
I guess my
does
neck
that
is hitting.
mean?
I don't know. Maybe my
Oh
husband
my
thinks I'm just trying to
god.
get a neck lift. I don't. He thinks I'm lying.
I want
I said,
one. I
I
want one.
swear, I don't know. But to the people that are just mean, 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 that you get
Yeah.
the enema because there was a lot of them, a lot
There's
of
been a
them.
lot of like trolls on Overdrive recently. You know, we in our last video when we were talking about how the mainstream media is not uh talking about Hurricane Helene in North Carolina, that it's, you know, not really making main apparently, unbeknownst to me, when you use the term mainstream media, some people
Hmm.
automatically say that that means you are a Trump supporter.
What?
And so I have been getting a lot of really shitty comments and messages. First of all, I don't know how that
I didn't know that
equals Trump supporter. Secondly, I have never said anything political online ever, like ever, and I probably never will. But third, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I did I had no idea that people would associate that
Yeah.
as
Insanity. Insanity. And then we had the one troll, remember that because you were drinking a Diet Coke in one of the podcast
oh
episodes,
yeah.
said,
Hmm. That
"Oh,
I
so you're
were endorsed.
sponsored by Pepsi. You're endorsing that trash."
I'm like, first of all,
I wish.
first of
I
all,
wish Pepsi would sponsor.
get get my soda's name out your fucking mouth, okay? That's what I want to say. But second of all, if you can't tell that this isn't Pepsi, there's some you right that right there shows your level of intelligence. If we were sponsored by a huge company, Erica would have proper
I would
lighting. I
have good
guarantee you.
lighting.
I guarantee you that. She would not be having a strobe light flashing right now.
True.
Um, Good grief, people are so mean.
And I
But
can
speaking of,
vouch that you're addicted to Diet Coke and you drink that every
I
day. And
am.
it is not the product placement that they accused us of. It is simply you drinking a
No,
Diet Coke.
it's simply because I'm an addict, and if they find out that this artificial sweetener is going to cause cancer, well, I'm going down, way down, because I probably have highly toxic levels in my system, like highly toxic. Um, Watch, somebody's going to
Yeah.
write in. They have designated. They yes, the studies show that you're going to die, and you deserve to die
It's been
drinking the
proven
diet.
in mice. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
But the
So
political thing, Erica, did you see Mama Tot's problem with what
I
all the
did.
problems she's having?
I didn't see like her original video that set everyone off, but I have seen people's response
All
videos.
I'm
So
going to
I'm
say is
just kind of catching up on it.
it's similar to what you said. Like all she said was she was upset because the hurricane victims weren't getting the help that they needed, and it was infuriating her. Like she just, to me, I
Oh,
took it as
that's
she
it?
just literally was sad. Well, yeah, they all assumed based on that, all of the Democrats that follow her assumed that meant she was supporting Trump. I'm like, how how do you correlate that? Just because
Yeah,
she's frustrated with the way
that's
that they're
weird.
not getting the response. So then she went on, because she got so bullied that then she went on to say, I thought y'all knew that I wasn't voting for Trump. Wouldn't you? I would assume y'all knew
Was
that.
not
Yeah.
voting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then she said, I'm a good person. Well, so
And
she
she
didn't
shouldn't
mean
have
to
to
say it
say
like that.
that.
Well, then now all the Republicans that were supporting her now are, she's
Oh,
pissed off both
no.
parties.
Oh, my
The,
God.
the Democrats and the Republicans all want to cancel Mama Tot now. Poor
Oh,
thing.
no. And she's
She's
so
like, I
sweet, and
just
she's
can't
been
say
through so
nothing right.
much.
No
Mm.
matter what, but it's true. When you're in social media, somebody's going to construe something that you say wrong. It's like you're
Yeah.
stepping on your words constantly, because
Yeah.
and that's what made me think of Mama Tot, is when you said that they associated you saying mainstream
Yeah.
media
Who
with,
knew you can't say mainstream media? Oh, my God.
I,
I did not get
I
that
don't
memo.
know. But dang, there's a cancel culture out there that is intense, bro. Whew.
Yeah. Insanity.
I mean, I'm like, poor thing, this woman now. Everybody, just look up Mama Tot controversy. Now she's pissed off both sides.
I've seen some of the reaction videos, but I haven't watched much of it. I didn't know all of the backstory on it
So she took down that first video, the one.
Oh, okay.
Which, God bless the woman. She's just saying all she said was, how are people supposed to fill out online forms for support if they don't have power? Which is true.
Support for what? For political candidate?
I think no. She's talking about the hurricane. You can get they're giving out a certain amount of cash for if you qualify for this
or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what her thing is, well, how are these people supposed to get? They probably don't even have a laptop. It's been ruined. They don't have power. She was just voicing her
point. Yeah.
Well, that meant that she supported Trump. I didn't see the correlation, but
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'm just
honestly,
not gonna say
I don't care
ever.
who anyone supports. I'm not ever going to be that person that gets caught up in that, and I'm never going to talk about it publicly. I have very strong feelings, but I'm going to keep all of them to myself.
I judge people on their character. I judge people on the way that they treat other people, not their political affiliation. I wish more people would do that. But.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so my Enema of the Week award goes to McLaren Flint Hospital in Michigan, because I don't know if you saw the video I posted yesterday, but maybe you and I need to go to Michigan soon, because these poor nurses. Did you see it?
No, I saw a message that you sent me. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So 850 RNs and CRNAs are set to go on strike October 20th, in a week. And they've already turned in their strike notice and everything. They are striking over just horribly increased cost for their health insurance. It's just unaffordable, and it keeps going up, and terrible health insurance, and some other issues, some unfair labor practice issues and stuff like that. Anyway, after they submitted their notice to strike, the hospital, in what can only just be called insane, is suing the union president, who is a nurse there, and one of the other union members, also a nurse, suing them personally in federal court for a minimum of $75,000, because that's the minimum in federal court. So suing them because one of them allegedly posted something on social media saying, to friends and family, this is how you can support nurses that are going on strike, which is what we all do. We post that kind of stuff all the time. That's nothing. And one of the other ones was allegedly reaching out to, they have a labor union coalition there. So that's a bunch of unions that all are part of a big coalition, and then they support each other in different ways. So was making the other unions within their coalition aware that they're going to be going on strike, which is, what you do. That's the power of being part of a coalition, is you have that collective power. And so the hospital is claiming that that's negative publicity that has negatively impacted their revenue, their profits. And so they're suing these 2 nurses personally in federal court. It is outrageous. As far as I know, this is unprecedented. It is clear retaliation. I am just absolutely enraged that they are doing this. And it really reminded me of Kapi'olani Medical Center.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, and that crazy illegal retaliation. It's like they're getting so desperate or paranoid or something that nurses are finding their power and standing up and going on strike and all these things. And instead of dealing with it like a grown up, like pull your pants up, deal with the strike, do what you're supposed to do, come to the table, negotiate. They are trying to figure out any desperate attempt or avenue that they can to retaliate and try to intimidate nurses and unions into submission. It's utter insanity.
They're really pushing the envelope here, I think, because they're getting scared, like you said. But what is with these facilities doing that?
It's craziness. I can't even believe it. So I'm going to be following that story closely. But yeah, my Enema of the Week award goes to McLaren Flint Hospital in Michigan.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Yes.
All right. I think does that wrap up this week's
episode? I think so. Is there anything we missed? I feel like there's so much more that we haven't talked about for the last week because I've barely been able to talk to you, but I can't think of any of it right now.
Well, we'll have to do another Nurses in the News coming up because there's been a lot of like nursing news stories, but there's just no time today. There's just no time. There's just no time. I have yard shrubbery to bag up in a bag.
Good times.
So, yeah. Until next time on the next Nurses Uncorked.